Jason, what does that say about your team? You scored 58 points and had 32 assists and got up to 60 points from the bench.
Yeah, I think it's a great response. I think the group is trending in the right direction after that last game. I think there was carryover of what's expected, and we found a way to score over 30 points for 4 quarters. It's still early in the season, but score 139. That's a great way to respond.
Describe what you got from D'Angelo tonight.
Yeah, that's D-Lo. I think at his best, being able to play, make, score, and then find guys. I thought he did a great job, not just on the offensive end, but also on the defensive end.
After he didn't play in the second half last game, was that a plan for you going into this one? Hey, we might want to utilize D'Lo a little bit more than we have.
Yeah, I think if we want to talk about the last game, the group that got us back in was not with D'Lo, right? And so that group was playing at a high level, and it's, sometimes you want to let that group go because they found a way to get us back in the game. Today I talked, D'Lo, the rotation was a little different, and so being able to have him on the floor as much as we did tonight, it just helped us. And so looking at, going forward, we're trying to develop and win. It's hard, but we found a way to do that tonight.
Just going back to the facilitating, just talk about the ability to be able to space the floor and how that helped tonight.
Yeah, I thought we were really active, and I thought the pace to have, I think, 12 turnovers at halftime and only have them 1 in the third, as much as we've talked about, how sloppy we've been with the ball. I think guys are starting to see if we can take care of the ball, we're going to get a good look. And you saw that in the third quarter and just in the second half. Some of those passes, I think we can be a little bit better. We've started both games off with turnovers, so we got to tighten that up. But I thought, again, the mindset of this group playing for one another defensively and offensively was at a high level.
Speaking of that defense, there in the third quarter, it seemed like you guys were really active there at the rim. It seemed like you were trying to encourage you guys to push the pace. Just how did that kind of change things in the floor?
Yeah, I think the defense being able to get stops and rebounding the ball and then getting out and running with the pace. I think we've talked about that during the preseason, is being able to play fast, and I thought we were able to do that, expecting to be pressed. Them scoring, they're going to pick us up full court. And so just understanding to be able to execute under distress, and I thought we did a great job with that. So it gets harder tomorrow, right? This whole week we talked about how fast these games are going to be. So I thought the group did a great job of responding, and so we'll get ready for Oklahoma City tomorrow.
You're going to get out and running. What do you think of Cooper's little highlight there?
Is what?
A highlight.
Oh yeah, that was nice. I've said this day one. Cooper's playing the game the right way. Playing a back-to-back, we didn't have to stretch him more minutes as much as everybody would like to see him play 45 minutes. We got him to under 30, so hopefully being 18, he'll be ready to go tomorrow. But I thought the highlight was incredible. I thought D-Live was great. His stat line will not talk about what the impact that he had with him and Cooper on the floor. So a lot of good things. Najee was great, but this one's over and we got to get ready for the champs tomorrow.
Coach, what was your message at halftime concerning the turnovers? As you mentioned, there were 12 at the first half and then 1 in the third quarter. So what was that message to turn that around so quickly?
Just being honest with them. There's no tricks here. We have to take care of the ball. We were just making careless mistakes. And the one way you can do that is by talking, and then the other way is by slowing down. And I thought we slowed down there in the third quarter, and we were able to connect the dots.
Coach, when D'Angelo was in here, we talked about Cooper's ability to take over the game in like 2 to 3 minute stretches, and D'Lo called that his special power. Could you expand on how Cooper can go on these little stretches of 2 to 3 minutes where it gets the crowd going and playing at an elite level?
Yeah, I think his ability to understand what the defense and who's guarding him and what he can get to, understanding is being able to shoot the three off the dribble and then also being able to get into the paint. his IQ is extremely high, and just understanding him off the dribble, getting downhill, and his athleticism to be able to finish, but also to play make in that stretch of 2 to 3 minutes is really good for us, and we're going to need that.
Jason, you said you're trying to develop and when it's hard. What are the challenges within that, and how do you balance both sides concurrently moving forward?
You got to live with mistakes. There's no perfect player, no perfect game. And as much as we'll be critiqued on that, we don't really care. Because we got to be able to go through the fire to be a champion. Just, you're not born a champion, you got to earn it. And so that's what we're going through right now. And so understand there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be turnovers. And you guys are going to critique them, but we really don't care, to be honest, because this is our job. We got to get better. So that's how you address it.
What'd you make of the shot making by Christie tonight?
He's been great all year. We're asking him to shoot more. Don't turn him down. Let it fly. But I think his ability to read the closeout and then be able to make a play for a teammate is also important. He's doing that too. So both ends of the ball, he's playing defense for us, he's competing, and then offensively he's a threat for us on the outside, being able to shoot the three, and then also in the transition game, being able to get downhill. So I think he's one of those guys that we talk about, PJ and Cooper Flagg. He's in that box of being able to score and help us, and he's playing at a high level.
Is this the best game Anthony Davis has had in a Mavericks jersey?
I'll get back to you on that.
First 6-7 shots, and then you finally get that one to go. That was kind of they threw too late in the shot clock. I mean, how did that one just feel? What did you just think about that play there?
Gotta get it how you get it. Definitely, opened the doors for me to, feel a little more comfortable just seeing one go in other than a free throw. So it was good.
What was the difference for you tonight versus the first two games? Like the first half last game, just what was working out for you?
Team. I think our team came in ready. I think we were tired of losing as a unit, and everybody did a little bit, like I said. So nobody really had to do a lot.
With Coach Kidd giving you this expanded role tonight compared to the first two games, what was his message to you when you were out there in your minutes?
I mean, he's got a lot going on, figuring out, rotations, subs, everything. So I think my teammates, had my back from the jump, telling me to be myself, things like that. But like I said, everybody pitched in on this one. It wasn't just me.
Was there a conversation with you and Jason between games? Did you know you were going to be first guy off the bench and have an expanded role tonight?
No, I think, just, coaches experiment. So just trying to be ready. Being a vet in the league, you never know when your number's going to be called. But if you get distracted by what's going on, you won't be ready. So just trying to stay ready.
What did you see from Max tonight? It seemed like he wanted to be more aggressive, especially offensively.
He's huge. Max is a hard worker. So when he doesn't perform the way he wants to perform, we all know what he's capable of and the work he puts in. So for him to come out and break through, I thought it was huge for him.
Like a flip, almost switch from the first half to the second half offensively. What happened? Was there a talk at halftime? What happened to lead that big third quarter?
I think we just turned the ball over, and we were down 2 points, going into the half. So us knowing that if we don't turn the ball over, we got a good chance of opening this thing up. So that was the result.
You had to pass to Cooper there in the third quarter that led to his big dunk. Just what'd you see on that play?
He's unbelievable. He does a little bit of everything. So when he's getting the crowd going like that, our team feeds off of it. Everybody wants to see him do great. So when he's performing like that, it's contagious.
There have been a couple of stretches over the last few games where Cooper will make a couple big in a row there in the second half. What does that say about Cooper, that him being 18, but he can have little stretches of 2 or 3 minutes where he takes over the game?
Exactly. I think that's his special power. Everybody wants him to, put up Kevin Durant numbers, but he's relentless. He's nonstop. His motor's nonstop, offensively, defensively. When he's doing that on top of him making shots and being a great basketball player, it's just a cherry on the top.
What's that like for you guys, D-Lo, when you get 32 assists and over 60 points from your bench?
We've got a great team. I think our team won this game. You know, everybody pitched in, so no one felt like they had to do a lot and overdo. And like you said, assist and passing is sharing is caring.
And can you talk about your energy tonight? You hit like a fadeaway three, the clock hit 0, you know, you were dancing, you know, doing your signature. What was kind of the energy on the court that you felt tonight?
It was from my teammates. I think it was contagious. You know, everybody wanted to, you know, give the crowd what they've been destined for. You know, the last few games, even preseason, we weren't protecting home court. So for us to come out, you know, and feed off of them and then close it out with a win, I think, you know, it's just going to carry over to the next games.
The offense had 70 points in the paint tonight. Just what were some of the things that you saw that created advantages?
I mean, AD was a force down there. PJ was a force down there. Najee was getting in there. Everybody was pitching in on that part, and then Lively was holding it down on the other end, letting us get out and transition and make easy ones. So, oh, yep.
Appreciate it.
You guys really opened it up in the third quarter. You know, what did you like about what you guys were able to do then?
I thought we just played our game. You know, we relied on our defense to create some easy looks for us. And I think that really got us going, just playing our defense, making our rotations, doing what we do, and just playing defense. I think that really helped.
Cooper, explain that dunk. Describe that dunk on the fast break, the one that you had over the
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously getting on transition, this is how we want to play fast, play with pace. You know, they got messed up a little bit, so, you know, just went up, made a play.
Have you seen your teammates' reaction to it yet, like PJ's in particular?
No, I haven't.
You have to come back and check it out.
Yeah.
Looks like he's on a pogo stick. How did you assert yourself earlier in the game? You talked about wanting to be more aggressive. How did you see that coming?
Yeah, I mean, I think it came without forcing it. Just, you know, playing the game, trying to make plays, but, you know, be aggressive without, you know, just trying to score. And I think just getting people involved, you know, Clay had to go on early. You know, just finding guys, making the right play, whether it was scoring or not. But just being in attack mode, being aggressive early, whether it was a score or not, but just being in that aggressive mindset.
What did Coach say to y'all at halftime about the turnovers? Or did he say anything?
Yeah, he definitely did. Same thing we've been, you know, kind of dealing with, just some stupid turnovers that we can't make. So just dealing with that, we gotta be smarter with the ball. And I mean, honestly, when we were taking care of the ball and playing with good patience, we were getting a lot of good looks. So it was just a big thing he was saying was just take care of it and we'll get the shots we want to get.
How did D'Lo impact the game today?
In every way. I mean, that was D'Lo. You know, he showed up in a big way. Came out as soon as he got in there and just had a high impact on the game. Draw fouls, scoring, running the offense, getting us set up, organized. So that was big for him. You know, just coming through and being that vet.
Cooper, going into your first back-to-back, what advice have you gotten? How do you feel?
Yeah, just hydrate, be mentally prepared, be physically prepared as best you can. But big thing, just being hydrated and just staying ready.
You're pretty fresh off the AAU. Is it back-to-back? It doesn't seem like that big a deal.
It's a little different, but not incredibly different than, you know, 4 games in a weekend. But yeah, it definitely feels a little different. You know, it's longer games, playing a little bit longer, so see how it goes.
You've talked about how much losing bothers you. What does your first NBA win feel like?
Feels great. You know, I'm excited. Obviously, we got our first win tonight, you know, at home. So that's big for us. We want to, you know, build off tonight, use it as a baseline, you know, continue to just keep building and getting better.
When D'Lo was in the presser talking to us, we asked him about your ability to take over games in those short stretches where you hit a couple threes or you get to the rim and you get the crowd fired up. Could you talk a little bit about those little stretches where you can put a huge impact on the game on both ends and what that does, not only for your confidence, but for the overall confidence of the team?
I think just making plays, like just impacting the game, not forcing anything, but just taking what is there. If they're going to go under screens, if they continue to just take those shots. But I think just impacting the game at a high level, always staying with it, always staying positive, and just worrying about the next play and not, you know, looking in the rear view.
Some of the loudest crowd moments seems like it happens during those plays. What have you thought of the AAC crowd there?
I think they've been incredible. You know, the fans have showed up, you know, for the first 3 games, and I thought tonight was really the first time we gave them something to, you know, be excited for and be on their feet for. So I thought that was really good and a great step for us moving forward.
Talk about the possibility when you're able to minimize the turnovers and be able to create shots and everything like that.
Yeah, I think it's been a lot better for us, you know, as we've gone along, of kind of getting more organized, and when we are able to, you know, just handle the pressure and get organized, I think we get really good looks. So I think it's it's going to be a big thing for us is just getting organized and getting set and just taking care of the ball at a high level. If we can do that, I think we'll get to the looks we want to get to, and we'll live with the shots we'll get from that.
Well, Cooper, you seem to be a little bit more relaxed tonight in tonight's game. Can you talk about what you've really been dealing with mentally to slow down and just get into your game, because you really looked like Cooper Flagg tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot mentally. It's a lot. You know, I've been through a lot over the last couple months. It's been a whirlwind. So just trying to take time to adjust and adapt, and it doesn't always go perfect right away. So just figuring it out day by day, game by game, minute by minute. How I can help my team in the best ways, and I think I'm starting to get more comfortable for sure.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Thanks, guys.
All right. What do you think of Cooper's dunk, first of all?
He had a couple. The one that he got dunked on, man, it was electrifying. We knew, as he was coming down, that he was going to dunk it. It was great. It was great for him, great for the fans, great for our team. Brought energy. Definitely want to see that.
Let's talk about what you guys were able to do overall. Shoot 58% from the field, 32 assists tonight.
Just moving the basketball. We're just trying to make the right plays. I feel like each game we're getting better from Wednesday to Friday into today. We just been trusting our offense, trusting the ball. So that's going to find the right guy, the open guy, and then taking our time and making plays for each other. So tonight was a good example of that, and something that we definitely going to have to do tomorrow with the way OKC plays defense.
What do you think about D'Lo's impact after obviously his minutes were a little bit sporadic the first couple games?
True professional. He's been in this league long enough. Never wavered. He stayed with the team. He stayed with himself, stayed locked in, and came and made plays for us today. Playing. Rashawn Gary, 6'7". But I mean, he came in and definitely changed the game. He's been. I've been a teammate of his for a couple of years, and I know his ability to change the game and what he can do. Offensively, he's playing defensively. He was talking out there, talking to us, when they were trying to press and getting up to some action that he thought was beneficial for us. So, he came in with definitely an X-factor game changer tonight.
You were very efficient at the rim tonight. Was there a concerted effort to kind of go more towards the paint rather than shooting from the perimeter?
No. If I'm open, it depends on the game plan, obviously, how the other team plays. But if I'm open, I'm going to shoot it. But I know they're a little undersized, especially when Yaka Porter goes to the bench. Trying to give us more possessions. We're a very big team, and we got to do a better job of getting ourselves extra possessions, offensive rebounds, and that can happen a lot when I'm at the 5. So when D-Lob comes out, so that's all I try to do.
Was that putback you caught from Cooper? Was that a pass or?
Putback?
Yeah.
No, he threw the lob, didn't he?
It looked like a lob.
Yeah, it was a lob. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that to Cooper. Man. That was a lob. He threw a lob. So it's a good play.
Maybe a couple times just throughout the game.
Oh, you talking about the backboard?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was a shot. I was just going the other way to over. Yeah, that was a shot for sure. He missed out. The other one was a lob.
Yeah.
80 a couple times there in the game, of course. You being one of the leaders of the team, Coop makes a big play. You're one of the first ones over there to dap him up, give him a chest bump, whatever. Can you talk a little bit about Cooper, him being 18? What's it like being one of his vets, and how are you embracing that leadership role of you being one of the leaders?
Yeah, I was in this position. The good thing about it, he embraces it. Obviously, he's Cooper Flagg, and his name holds weight in the basketball community. So, a lot of guys kind of come in and feel like somebody owes him something, or when we ask him to do rookie duties, or someone asks him to do rookie duties, or anything that they seem like they're entitled or whatever. But for him, he embraces it. And obviously we don't have to do anything crazy, but it's all fun. and he enjoys it. But at the same time, we're the first ones when he does something well. We're cheering for him. We give him the ball, he make a big play, make a big shot. We're right there, in this corner, dapping him up and cheering him on. So he's definitely fun to be around and fun to have as a teammate.
For those first few months of the Maverick, is there any specific moment that you can put your finger on where he asked you a certain question or y'all had a certain
First few months?
Yeah, well, he got drafted back over the summer, and it's been a couple months since.
To be honest, we didn't talk at all this summer. We first had our conversation New Year's Day. To be honest. Because I wasn't here, dealing with the eye and all that stuff. So, question, he asked a ton. There's not one that I can specifically think of, but he asked a ton of questions. He wants to learn the game. He wants to know what position to be in, what spot to be in. And look at this. This is easy. This is easy. Christian Watson, welcome back. And he's going to continue to get better. He watches film, and not just me. Like, he asks all the guys questions, and we just try to do the best we can do to help him.
What do you think take some of this and carry over to tomorrow's game?
We're gonna watch a little film tomorrow, but the way we play, our energy, our ball movement defensively, I think we got to close out the half better, obviously. But the way that we, competed, we're gonna have to do it. Our turnovers, they create a lot of turnovers in OKC tomorrow, and they're gonna do that regardless, and we can't just kind of feed into that. We got to take care of the basketball. It's rare. We had 18 tonight. Again, like, that's kind of been, our Achilles heel, just turning the ball over. So, them guys, they make you pay for turning the ball over, and that's what feeds them. So, the way we play defensively, with a sense of urgency, desperation, we got to do that tomorrow. But we got to cut back on our turnovers for sure. We had 8 in the first quarter, so we can't do that.
Okay. All right.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.